Hello, this is Mr. Mola for lesson 2-5, solving for a variable. Alright, so this is the lesson why I made you show the work for 2-1 through 2-4 because of this lesson. So we're exactly going to do the same thing that we did in 2-1, 2-2, 2-3, 2-4, except there's pretty much going to be no numbers. It's all going to be a bunch of letters, and it'll tell you which letter or variable it wants you to solve for. Like a time we would use this if we're finding like area of a triangle. So base times height divided by 2. But let's say they gave us a problem where we knew the area and we knew the base, but we need to figure out the height. So then there would be a new formula to figure out what the height of the triangle is. So kind of the same thing here, where if we know one part of the formula, but not all of them, we would need to solve for just that one variable. Okay, so same thing, we're going to undo any of those operations. So like I said, we're doing the opposite. So if it says like plus x, we're going to minus x. It says minus x, we're going to plus x. Or same thing with multiplication and division. It says multiply by x, we're going to divide by x. It says divided by x, we're going to multiply by x. So still doing the opposite. Nothing is changing except for the fact that there's variables there instead of numbers. So like if we're trying to find circumference of a circle, the area for circumference of a circle is circumference equals pi times d. You'll see here that they give us a circumference of the circle. It says, so we're measuring circumference of this bowl, and it's 18 inches. What's the diameter? Okay, so instead of us guessing what the diameter is, we're going to rewrite the equation to try and figure out what the diameter is. So the normal formula is circumference equals pi times diameter. So like I said, we're going to do the opposite. So we're trying to find what d equals. So we're going to say d equals something. Okay, so it says pi times diameter, so we're going to divide both sides by pi, since it said pi times d. So the pi's are going to cancel out on this right side of the equal sign. Same thing, I would draw that line down the middle. So pi's are going to cancel out. Divide by pi on the right side, you're going to divide by pi on the left side. And so your answer, it'll look kind of weird that we're not getting a number answer, is just going to be the diameter equals circumference divided by pi. So now I know the circumference is 18, the pi is 3.14, I can figure out what the diameter is. Okay, same thing here. Solve the formula d equals r times t, and I'm solving for t. Okay, same kind of problem. So I need to get t by itself. I need this to say t equals. So I'm going to draw my line down the equal sign. It says r times t. I'm going to divide by r. I divide the right side by r. I need to divide the left side by r. So then my final answer is just going to be t equals d divided by r. Okay, most of these are going to be one or two step problems. You're not going to have one where it's like the other kind of problems where you have to collect or combine like terms or anything like that. There will usually only be one or two step problems. Okay, this one here, x plus y equals 15, and I need to solve for x. I want to get x by itself. It says x plus y. I need to subtract y from both sides. So subtract y from the left side, subtract y from the right side. So I'm left with x equals 15 minus y. Important that you're keeping that negative sign with the y. So not y minus 15, because the 15 is not negative, but 15 minus y. This one looks a little more complicated. So the formula for an object's final velocity, so getting into some physics stuff, which you'll take in a couple years, is F equals I minus GT, where I is the velocity, G is the acceleration, and T is time. It wants us to solve this for I. Okay, so kind of the same thing here. It says I minus GT, so I'm going to add GT to both sides. So F plus GT, they're not common denominators, I can't do anything with it. So my final answer is that I equals F plus GT. Okay, this one's a two-step one. I think this is as complicated as it'll get, are these two-step ones. So I'm solving for B. It says right there, for B. I have A equals 3B plus 4. Okay, again, I need to subtract 4 since it says plus 4. So 4 minus 4 is 0. That's going to cancel out. And then I have 4 on the left or subtract 4 on the left side. So I'm left with a minus 4 equals 3b. Okay, and again, that's 3 times b. So it didn't say to solve for 3b, it said to solve for b. So I need to divide both sides by 3. 3 and 3 right here are going to cancel. So my final answer is a minus 4 divided by 3. That's what b equals. So if it ever gave us numbers, then I can just plug in numbers for a and figure out what my b is going to be. Okay, so this one, last one, says 3x plus 3y equals z. So it's a plus 3x. So I'm going to subtract 3x. I subtract 3x from the left side. I need to subtract it from the right side of the equal sign. So subtract 3x. So I'm left with 3y equals z minus 3x. And again, it says 3 times y, so I'm going to divide by 3. Those are going to cancel. Divide by 3. So I'm just left with y on that left side. So y ends up being z minus 3x divided by 3. So kind of weird that we just don't get a number answer like we've been getting the last couple of sections, but is no different than any other problems, just doing the opposite of whatever the operation says to do.